back, everybody. We are rebuilding the compost bin, single stall, I guess, if you will, for this at this point anyway. But we'll time lapse that and show you what we're doing. Basically, using pallet wood, taking some of it apart. Some of it was already apart when I picked it up down at the disposal station. Yes, the dump. They usually stack up decent pallets, but these boards were actually laying out there, and I'm not going to pass up any good lumber, especially oak. So let's get to it. All right, so we're just going to make an open stall for the compost, and some of this is pallet wood, and some of it and the screws are what we took down with the and reclaimed from taking down the greenhouse that was here. Greenhouse. All right, let's work on this here. Some of these loose boards I've already taken apart, obviously, and I did that last night as it was getting dark, so I really couldn't film it. This is going to be the back of the stall. We might wind up adding another piece at the top. We want it to get air, but at the same time we also don't want it all falling out the back. But let's get this screwed together here and see how it looks, and then we'll add the side pieces, which you can see behind me here. Yes, this definitely has screws and staples in it. It's not going to matter in the big picture, because eventually we'll replace these with something a little more stable, or they'll rot away and we'll just make new ones. Pallet wood's cheap. Not to mention we can always build in, behind us over here we've got a lot of small trees that are going to be coming out, and maybe we'll make a nice natural tree compost stalls.
Oh, right, yeah, got it. Sorry, brain fart.
And yes, I charged up my batteries last night. 3 of the 4. The other one should still be good, but I only brought 3 with me anyway. One problem with reusing old screws, just snapped off. It's rusty, so we'll have to actually snap that one off. I'll show you, I'm lining up a board behind it so that we have something to tie the sides into. I'll show you once we get it screwed together. I'll show you what I mean. Huh. Maybe we should build a boat.
Oh, it's such a pretty boat.
I didn't move it down far enough, so I would probably be okay with it, but this is for Denise. I know the unsymmetricalness of it, the unevenness of the boards would drive her crazy every time she came out to stir the compost, so maybe we should leave it. I wouldn't do that to her. I would show you a trick that Grandpa and Mr. Williams, my 7th and 8th grade shop teacher, taught me. these are rusty, so I'm not gonna do it. But when you're putting screws in, if you just rub it through your hair or on a bar of soap, there's enough oil in your hair that will actually help that screw go in easier and smoother. And I always kind of thought, but you know what? I've tried it. I've done it with and without, side by side, same piece of wood. Even the little bit of oil in your hair really does make a difference. Bring you a little closer since we're working on the other side now. Another thing I didn't notice though is that these are a little bit shorter, so it's what we've got, so we're gonna make do, and then we'll just cut off the longer ones. That also means we need to adjust the board underneath so the screw properly attaches. And I will show you at the end what I'm talking about. Snapped off. Intentional because I wanted to bend the staples down underneath. Now we're cooking with goose grease. All right, so let's take a look here. And this is the board I was talking about underneath, because then that will give us something to screw into. Because unlike a lot of pallets, this is just very thin, and hitting that with the screw and not splitting it out, yeah, good luck. So here was the other thing I was talking about. Since these boards are short, rather than bringing this to the outside like we did on the other end, we had to make sure we could hit those shorter boards. So we'll cut these off. There's another one. Cut both of these off when we get done, but we'll just nestle the other side into this. All right, let's keep moving on this. Progress is good. I'm gonna go this way. Oh, more staples to bend down. That's all right. Oh. You know, we need to throw another screw in this. Of course, I drop it right in the screwdriver. Let's show you, you know, if we're going to do this, let's show you how we're doing it. So when I started to match this up, if you can see, it didn't pull tight right here. There's a gap. So I'm going to run another couple screws through here just to tighten it up. And, you know, like I said, if we're going to do this, let's do it right and make it last as long as we can for being scrap. Yeah, there we go. Put my knee on it, that'll hold it down. Yeah, there's the sun again. Feels good though. It is a little cool out without my coat on. But it's a little hot with my coat on, so. One should be enough, but these are short, so let's go ahead and put a second one in. Bending over staples. Maybe back just a little bit here. Well, this cross piece is on the outside, so that means we can't add to it there. I am thinking that we're going to turn it around. Now, if we did it that way, we're going to wind up putting them up and down. I mean, obviously not a big deal. We'll just cut that off when we cut this off. But I also don't like how it's flinging out this way. What do we think here? Let's see. Yeah, I'm talking about this pulling back. Now maybe once we've got the slats across. Maybe once we have the slats across behind it, it will pull in tighter. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to go ahead and screw it together, and we'll see how it comes out. If nothing else, we could maybe put in just a crossbar that would set down and hold the two ends together if we needed to. So, yeah, I think we're going to do that. Back you up. And there we go. I'd stick these in my mouth. Yes, I've had a tetanus shot. No, I don't want to eat rust. Make sure these are even. So, crossbar is going to go on the inside. Oh, that's right. That's right. Oops. Right. I'm laying this down so I can knock these over. Now I know some of you are thinking, why isn't he using pliers to cut them off or whatever? I'll tell you, because I don't want to say I'm lazy. I'm trying to be efficient with my time, and those screws or those staples really aren't going to matter. Otherwise, I've got to go all the way up to the well house, or up to the house, or into the pods to get the tools to clip those off. So they can stay. Not a big deal. Looks like it's going to hold, obviously. So now, the question is, what pieces am I going to use for this side? I can. Oh, let me grab my tape measure. See a couple I needed to tighten up. Yes, I have started keeping some spare tools, my not so good ones out here in the barn. So they have very little protection other than a roof over the top. So if these get ruined, not a big deal. 43.5 or close to. .44. So we could pilfer these boards. The problem is, as we both see, they will probably split. So. All right, I'm gonna set this inside of the barn because it looks like it might rain. And I will go up and I guess get the Sawzall. So we can cut those off, because otherwise these boards are just going to split and it would be a waste. So got the cordless Sawzall and I'll be right back. Let's switch out the blade on the Sawzall and see if we can cut through these nails real quick. You know, I don't always need to keep the boxes around, but with all of my cordless tools in the toolbox, cloth toolbox, it'd be better to have the sharp things on their own, and some of the smaller stuff too. And that way it makes it easy to grab. grab and go tools. Unlock it, pull it back, pull out the other blade, back in the box. And now put a battery on it. And yes, I did do that intentionally because last thing I need to do is hit the button, and shouldn't be able to. It's pretty safe, but last thing I need is this thing going on while I'm holding on to a blade. All right, I can see where this could take all day. I should have brought the pry bar back with me. Thought about it on the way there and left it there anyway. All right, we'll be back. Okay, I'm back with some old friends of mine. That's what I was afraid of. One came out easy, one split. Hey, all right, I think we can, that'll work. I want to make a quick mention, Hope and Alec. The song playing in my head is it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, and I keep playing over the part where Mom and Dad can hardly wait for start again. When you were little, you'd always go, "That's mean," and I still find that hilarious.
I mean, that's nothing.
I guess I should mention my kids are in their 20s now. That's why it's even more funny. I like these nails. Let me see if I can get it to focus in. This is what they use on pallets a lot. I'm sure there's other applications, but you really can't tell, but it's actually groove, so it should go in like almost like a screw. It seems to have more holding power. So if I can save them, I do. Just in the short few months that we've been composting, this is already getting pretty soft, so I don't expect these to last a long time. Look at that beautiful live edge oak. Actually, it wouldn't be too bad, but I don't think we're going to do anything with it other than mount it on here. All right, so a little time invested, and it's good lumber, and it should hold up quite a while. It's oak. That stuff's hard if you've never worked with oak before. It's not like pine where this will break down in a year or two. But we need it. It'll make Denise happy. It'll hold our compost, and hopefully it'll be somewhat portable. We can just move it from pile to pile. Actually, that makes me think, you know, if we do a corner to corner on the top, it would secure it. Then when we're ready to flip the pile, all we have to do is pull the thing back. Hey, great idea.
Great idea.
Well, I guess it's time to lay it down. Not the rat song. Some of y'all get that. I have to tell you, these pallets, this is actually really nice, thick, solid oak. I mean, yeah, it's got nail holes in it, but otherwise, I mean, this is sturdy stuff. So this will go in the barn, and it'll be used on another project at another time. So, let's keep going. Almost ready to put the rest of that together, so we're almost there. See, another really nice piece of wood. I just noticed something. They've probably been sued. Wear safety goggles. Yeah, put it in your eye. I know, splinters, blah, 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 but it's just ridiculous that you have to put warning labels on a hammer. Oh, my eye. Just kidding. Now, it doesn't have to be 100% obviously, but we're gonna use this as a spacer and see if that makes it even or not. So we used this as our spacer the first time. I think if we go with this, be a little bit narrow. Let me see if I've got another board that might be a little bit wider, kind of something in between. This is in between, you might recognize this. Wallboard from the house. This will make a perfect spacer for these, I think. Too wide. I think we'll use it, we'll just give ourselves a little more of a gap in there. That probably makes the most sense. See, this is where I should have brought a clamp out and I could hold that in place, but I didn't know. I am not unhappy with that. Let's get the other side done. Then we'll talk about doing that top kind of brace so that we can fold it back, or not fold it, but tip it back. I'll show you. Patience, we'll get there. All right, so I want to put a brace in here. There's nothing to tie into, so we're going to cut this in half and then in half again. And we'll mount it up here and back here. I'm going halfway in between. So I'm doing, I've cut this into half and half again. So these are 11 inches. And we're going to put them, mount them on the inside here, and in the back. And then we're going to use this mounted down on the top in a diagonal fashion. That way it will make this sturdy here. So when we're ready to turn our compost, we can actually just flip it backwards, turn the compost and flip it back up if we need to, or move it down. You know, if we're flipping and moving it, you know, on down the line, then we can just take it off, move it down, and flip it into it. So I think it'll make sense. Let's get it done here. I know this is the middle because middle of the board has the nails, the screws from the nails and the screws from the pallet. And yes, I'm going in at an angle, also known as toenailing, to give it some strength. Thank you. is less than a week to Christmas. And yes, I'm out working on a compost bin. Because if we wait till spring, then we are way too late. We need to have our compost ready to go as soon as it's not cold out. Got so much work to do. The last thing we can do is afford to waste any time and get one step further back. So we're gonna have this done today. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, I think we are just about done. A little flimsier than what I'd like, but I think this will do. As long as we're careful and two of us work it, we'll be fine. Let's cut off the excess and we'll show Denise. Let's see what happens when we move it. Yeah. Probably should be a two-person job to move it, but let's go get Denise and see what she thinks of it. I'll be back. Hey everybody, I went to get Denise to see what she thought of the new compost bin, and I forgot to hit record. So she does love them, and we immediately started moving the compost piles around, and you'll see that on an upcoming video. But I wanted to wrap this up for you, and please give us a thumbs up and share our videos if you would. We would love to grow the channel. Subscribe if you haven't. And you all have a great day. God bless. And we'll see you on the next video. Bye.